Tucked deep between the folds of the Earth's tallest mountains lie valleys that feel like secret worlds. It's the hush between the distant rush of a waterfall and the faint clang of a cowbell from a faraway pasture. The mountains rise so steeply from the valley floor that the sky feels smaller. Yet it burns with a sharper, almost electric blue. Wooden houses cling to the slopes, their balconies overflowing with marigolds and geraniums, as if each home is determined to be part of the scenery. Narrow footbridges span rivers so clear you can count every smooth stone beneath the water. As the sun climbs higher, it lights up every ridge and meadow, revealing colors you didn't know nature could hold. The air is so pure it feels medicinal, filling your lungs with a crispness that makes you want to walk further, linger longer. At night, the valleys glow under a spill of stars so bright they seem within reach, the silence broken only by the whisper of the wind in the pines. These places are more than just destinations. They are quiet sanctuaries where time bends and the outside world feels a lifetime away. This is what awaits in the top 10 most scenic valley towns to visit in the Himalayas. Ladakh. High in the Indian Himalayas, where the sky stretches endlessly and the air feels almost weightless, lies Leh, the beating heart of Ladakh. At over 11,000 feet above sea level, it's a town cradled between jagged peaks and barren, moon-like valleys. Today, Leh still feels like a frontier town, perched between Tibet and Kashmir, yet somehow belonging to neither. The Leh Palace, built in the 17th century, gazes down with the stern elegance of a monarch who has seen empires rise and fall. Step inside and you can almost hear the rustle of royal robes and the murmur of secret councils. But Leh's soul is not only in stone, it's in the faces of its people. Weathered by sun and wind, yet lit by unshakable warmth. Landing here feels like stepping onto another planet. The air is thin, the silence almost loud, broken only by the flutter of prayer flags. Wandering through narrow lanes where old mud brick houses stand shoulder to shoulder with brightly painted cafes serving momos and steaming buttered tea. The Leh Palace, a 9-story structure that resembles a miniature Potala, looms like a sentinel over the old town. Its worn wooden balconies and faded murals whisper of royal banquets and political intrigues from the Namgyal dynasty. Wander the winding alleys and you'll hear the low hum of Buddhist chants blending with the call to prayer from a nearby mosque, testament to the town's unique cultural blend. The town is framed by a landscape so stark it feels otherworldly. Desert sands at one turn, glacier-fed rivers at the next. Venture further and you'll find the Magnetic Hill, a place where vehicles appear to roll uphill against gravity's pull, a puzzle that has baffled travelers for decades. Inside, Ancient thankas unfurl like windows into a spiritual cosmos. Outside, the Indus River cuts a shimmering path through a desert of stone. In winter, Leh becomes a fortress of snow, isolated yet magical. Legends here speak of hidden lakes guarded by mountain spirits and of passes where time seems to stand still. At night, the Milky Way spills across the sky like powdered glass. This is not just a place, it's a meeting point between earth and sky, past and present. By sunset, the mountains turn gold, and the town sinks into a deep, contemplative quiet. Leh is not just seen, it is felt. And if you listen closely, it might just tell you one of its secrets. Srinagar, Kashmir. If there is a place where earth and water weave an endless dance, it is Srinagar. From the moment you step into the city, reflections become as important as the objects themselves. Palaces, gardens, and mountains doubled in the still waters of Dal Lake. This is a city that seems to float, its soul anchored not by stone, but by ripples. Centuries ago, when Mughal emperors came seeking summer refuge, they built gardens so perfect they seemed to defy the wildness of the surrounding mountains. Shalimar and Nishat Bagh still bloom in precise symmetry, each petal part of an imperial dream. But Srinagar is more than beauty. It's a city steeped in centuries of trade, poetry, and royal intrigue. Once a key stop on caravan routes linking Central Asia to the Indian plains, it drew merchants, scholars, and mystics alike. In the old bazaars, artisans still coax beauty out of walnut wood, weaving centuries of tradition into every curve. The Jamia Masjid rises in quiet dignity, its prayer hall large enough to hold the weight of history. The call to prayer echoes across the water, a timeless sound that has marked the day for generations. Above the city, the Hari Parbat Fort watches like an eternal sentinel, guarding the valley and its shimmering heart. On Dal Lake, life moves in rhythm with the oars, floating markets at sunrise, floating homes at dusk. The air here tastes of saffron and snowmelt, and the light seems to linger just a little longer. The gentle pace of life here invites you to slow down and truly absorb your surroundings. You can find peace in the quiet corners and be swept up in the bustling markets all at once. Winters wrap the city in snow, turning Dal Lake into a glassy sheet, while summer turns it into a festival of colors. Local houseboats, each with embroidered interiors, sway gently in the moonlight. At dawn, mist curls over the water, and the city feels caught between dream and reality. Srinagar is not just seen, it is breathed, tasted, and remembered. Here, every ripple in the lake carries a story, and every breeze feels like an old poem set free. Spiti Valley, Himachal, Pradesh. High in the Himalayas, where the sky burns a deep cobalt and the wind hums like an ancient chant, lies Spiti Valley, known as the Middle Land, a bridge between India and Tibet. This high-altitude desert, carved by the icy blue Spiti River, rests at over 12,000 feet above sea level, where every breath feels like a communion with the mountains. Its mountains rise like stone giants, jagged peaks dusted with snow even as the valleys below glow in golden sunlight. Getting here means navigating hairpin bends along cliffs that plunge straight into the Spiti River, each curve teasing the edge of vertigo and wonder. Every turn feels like stepping into another realm. The landscape is raw, barren slopes, glacial streams, and peaks that pierce the sky, sculpted by wind and time. Key Monastery perches on a hilltop like a fortress of faith, its whitewashed walls catching the morning sun and radiating serenity across the valley. Tabo Monastery, over 1,000 years old, hides frescoes so vivid you'd swear they were painted yesterday, each brushstroke a story frozen in time. The air carries the scent of juniper smoke drifting from hearths of sun-baked mud homes. These houses cling to the slopes as if grown from the earth itself, shaped by generations of care. Once, this valley was a vital link in trade routes between Tibet and India, where caravans and pilgrims trace the same paths you walk today. Dankar Monastery, balanced precariously on a rocky spur, seems to defy gravity, a testament to human devotion amidst the vastness of nature. Nearby, fossil-rich hills tell the tale of when this land was once a seabed, layers of history pressed into stone for eternity. The thin air carries the scent of dust, ice, and incense, mingling to create a feeling both earthly and sacred. Chandratal, the moon lake, mirrors the stars so perfectly that the horizon disappears, making it easy to believe you are floating between worlds. Days are sunlit, but nights bite hard, plunging temperatures well below freezing under the vast Himalayan sky. Camping here is humbling and exhilarating. Each crackle of a fire and whisper of wind reminding you of your smallness in this grandeur. The Milky Way stretches overhead like a frozen river of light, each star a reminder of time's immensity and beauty. It's a place that strips away everything unnecessary, leaving only raw connection to the land and to yourself. Spiti doesn't just test you, it transforms you, reshaping how you see the world. It's not for everyone, but for those who make it here, the valley leaves an indelible mark on the soul. Every moment feels suspended between reality and myth, a landscape both harsh and breathtakingly beautiful. To visit Spiti is to step into a story written in stone, wind, and ice, one you carry with you long after you leave. Manali, Himachal. Long ago, when the world was drowning in a great flood, the sage Manu found refuge in a high Himalayan valley. There, he rebuilt life, and the place became known as Manali, the abode of Manu. Today, that legend still lingers in the air. The town sits at 6,700 feet, wrapped in a quilt of forests, orchards, and snow peaks. The Bees River rushes past apple orchards and pine forests, carrying with it the scent of fresh snowmelt. In spring, pink and white blossoms turn the hillsides into a living watercolor. Ancient temples like Hidimba Devi, with its carved wooden beams and cedar surroundings, give the town a sense of quiet reverence. Legends say Hidimba herself, a goddess from the Mahabharata, still blesses travelers passing through. You can feel the history in every step, as if the past is just under the surface of the present. Old Manali invites you in with cobblestone paths, music from open windows, and the smell of wood smoke curling into the crisp air. But step beyond the town, and the landscape changes mood. Solong Valley's wide open slopes challenge you to fly, ski, or simply stand in awe. Rotang Pass, often veiled in mist, opens to a world of glaciers and raw beauty, a stark contrast to the lush valley below. In the bazaars, traders sell woolen shawls, dried fruits, and the earthy scent of saffron. You'll find Tibetan prayer flags fluttering next to tiny bakeries, each serving apple pie from the orchards nearby. Travelers have long come here to heal, to breathe deep, hike far, and let the mountains strip away the noise of the outside world. At sunset, the mountains catch fire in shades of gold and rose, only to fade into a night sky thick with stars. Manali is not just a destination, it's a place where nature and myth walk side by side. Here, the mountains don't just surround you, they speak to you in the language of wind and water. Shimla, Himachal. Perched at 7,000 feet on a ridge in the lower Himalayas, Shimla feels like a postcard from another century. Once the summer capital of British India, it still carries the scent of pine forests and the echoes of ballroom music drifting from colonial halls. The air is crisp, tasting faintly of wood smoke and pine resin. At dawn, the hills are wrapped in mist so thick you could believe the city floats above the clouds. The Mall Road curves gently through the heart of town, past colonial facades that still whisper of grand balls, horse-drawn carriages, and whispered alliances. Beneath them, markets bustle with the scent of roasted corn and the chatter of shopkeepers. Climb higher to Jeku Hill, and you'll meet a 108-foot statue of Lord Hanuman gazing out over the horizon. The toy train from Kalka arrives slowly, like an old friend in no hurry, bringing passengers who lean out to catch their first glimpse of the mountains. In spring, apple blossoms scatter like soft snow over the slopes. On quieter mornings, church bells from Christ Church ring out over the valley, mingling with the distant call of mountain birds. Locals greet you with a warmth that cuts through the chill, often offering tales of the city's colonial past. Hidden cafes serve steaming cups of masala chai, their windows framing scenes of ridges fading into blue haze. The Gaiety Theater still hosts performances, carrying on a tradition over a century old. In hidden lanes, ivy creeps up stone walls, blurring the lines between nature and history. And if you wander far enough, you'll find old stone benches where poets once sat, sketching verses to the rhythm of the mountain wind. The mountains here are both a backdrop and a constant reminder. You're in a place where history and nature never stop talking to each other. Sunset here is slow, deliberate, painting the mountains gold before fading into a deep, velvety night. In Shimla, time doesn't rush, it strolls, lingering in every shadow and every whisper of wind. Nubra Valley, Ladakh. If the Himalayas had a heartbeat, you might hear it in Nubra Valley. Here, two rivers, the Shok and the Nubra, weave ribbons of life through an arid desert of gold. Mountains rise like silent guardians, watching over villages wrapped in emerald fields. At first glance, it is a desert, yet a closer step reveals apricot orchards blooming beneath snow-capped peaks. Once you arrive, it feels as though time slows, or perhaps it has been standing still for centuries. This valley once pulsed as a vital link on the Silk Road, where traders from Central Asia and Tibet exchanged goods, stories, and dreams. Some whisper that buried treasures from those days still lie hidden beneath the sands. Ancient monasteries like Diskit and Samstanling keep watch over the valley's spirit, their walls breathing with centuries-old murals. In Hunter, Bactrian camels sway lazily over soft dunes, their shadows stretching long in the amber light of evening. Panamix hot springs steam gently, as though exhaling secrets carried through generations. When night falls, stars scatter across the heavens, and the Milky Way seems close enough to graze with your fingertips. Winter hushes the land under a thick quilt of snow, transforming the valley into a silent, white dreamscape. With every hour, Nubra changes her colors, gold at dawn, emerald in summer, silver in the moonlight. In spring, apricot trees drape the valley in clouds of pink and white, Summer fields blaze with barley and mustard flowers, swaying in the mountain breeze. Winters are harsh yet breathtaking, as snow carves fresh lines across the rugged slopes. The nights are cinematic. The moon turns the peaks to silver, while the stars hang lower than anywhere else. Every season leaves its own mark. Every moment here feels deliberate, as if written in a book you can't put down. Nubra is a place that feels like legend, and yet it's real, patiently waiting for those who seek it. Gulmarg Valley, Kashmir. Gulmarg, whose name means meadow of flowers, feels like a place where the earth paused to breathe and bloom. Nestled in the heart of Kashmir, it opens into a panoramic embrace of the Vale of Kashmir, a living tapestry of green and gold beneath ever-shifting skies. Far on the horizon, Nanga Parbat rises like a snow-clad sentinel, its 8,126-meter crown brushing the heavens. Come winter, the landscape transforms into one of the world's premier skiing destinations. The Gulmarg gondola carries adventurers to heights where the air feels razor-sharp, and the world drops away into endless slopes of glittering snow. Snowboarders carve lines into powder that shimmers like crushed diamonds beneath the sun. Yet beyond the ski trails lies another Gulmarg, pine forests fragrant with resin, hidden waterfalls whispering in the shadows, and winding paths leading to crystalline alpine lakes. Summer air carries the sweetness of wildflowers and the faint chime of distant temple bells. For centuries, Gulmarg has been a retreat for kings, poets, and dreamers, each drawn to the beauty found in its stillness. Mughal emperors once rode here, their horses' hooves stirring petals into the air like slow-falling confetti. Later, British officers turned it into a summer playground, building wooden cottages with eaves heavy with blooms. They introduced golf and alpine sports, laying the foundation for Gulmarg's reputation as both a sporting hub and a mountain sanctuary. Even today, it boasts one of the highest golf courses on Earth, where players swing beneath the gaze of distant snow peaks. Wooden huts, their roofs bowed under snow, retain the rustic charm of a bygone era. The gondola's ascent reveals layer after layer of hidden valleys, each turn unfolding a new perspective. Nights here are alive with warmth, Kashmiri folk songs drifting over the crackle of fires in mountain lodges. In Gulmarg, people and nature are deeply entwined, each shaping the other in ways both visible and unseen. It is a place where beauty lingers, in a single wildflower swaying in the breeze, or in the infinite horizon of snow and sky. Gangtok, Sikkim. Ready for an adventure that will blow your mind? Buckle up because we're heading to Gangtok, a city that shatters expectations and redefines the meaning of epic. This isn't just another tourist stop, it's a high-altitude playground balanced on a mountain ridge, framed by the formidable peaks of the Himalayas. Nestled on the slopes of the Shivalik Hills, Gangtok is the strategic gateway to Sikkim's untouched wilderness. Perched at 5,410 feet, it offers sweeping views of Mount Kanchenjunga, the world's third highest peak, a sight so vast it feels as if the horizon is holding its breath. Gangtok's history isn't just written in books, it's whispered in the wind that weaves through its valleys. Once the capital of the Sikkim kingdom, its royal past still lingers in the elegance of its architecture. From intricate carvings on heritage buildings to the stoic grace of its monasteries. The city's charm lies in its blend of the ancient and the modern, with vibrant markets bustling alongside serene Buddhist stupas. Every street corner tells a story, from the vibrant murals decorating walls to the friendly smiles of locals eager to share their culture. It's a place where time seems to slow down, allowing you to truly absorb the breathtaking surroundings and the rich history embedded in every stone. Terraced fields tumble down the hillsides, pine and rhododendron perfume the air, and every turn feels like stepping into a postcard. Somgo Lake, a glacial wonder steeped in legend, shimmers in changing hues with the seasons. Hanumantak rises above the city, offering a divine panorama that stretches for miles. But the real magic is in the hidden stories. The guardian of the pass at Natula, a lone soldier statue said to protect the border with a benevolent spirit. Gangtok isn't just a destination, it's a living tapestry of myth, mystery, and mountain majesty. Its streets feel alive, where prayer flags dance in the wind and the scent of street food drifts from tiny tea stalls. And if you're ready to answer its call, the adventure of a lifetime is waiting at the ridge. Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. At the foothills of the Himalayas, where the Ganges first emerges in full glory, lies Rishikesh, a city that feels less like a place and more like a prayer. Mist rises over the river at dawn as saffron-robed sadhus chant mantras that echo against the hills. For centuries, seekers have come here in search of wisdom, and the city has earned its name as the yoga capital of the world. The Ganges, newly freed from the Himalayan glaciers, runs pure and fierce, carving through the valley like a thread of eternity. The twin bridges, Laxmanjula and Ramjula, connect not only the two banks but also the worlds of myth and modern life. Here, the river is more than water. It is a goddess, fierce yet nurturing, winding her way out of the mountains to meet the plains. The air carries the mingled sounds of bells, chants, and the occasional conch blast from temple steps. On the suspension bridges, people move like pilgrims of every kind. Locals with baskets of marigolds, tourists with cameras, monks in saffron robes, and children racing across with laughter. The spiritual energy is palpable, a mix of deep reverence and vibrant, joyful celebration. Each sunrise brings a new opportunity for reflection as yoga practitioners gather on the riverbanks to greet the sun. The city's heartbeat is a rhythm of calm and chaos, a perfect harmony that defines its unique character. Ashrams line the riverbanks, offering havens where the silence of meditation is broken only by the rustle of prayer flags. The city pulses with contrasts, sunrise meditations followed by adrenaline-fueled rafting, quiet prayers alongside bustling bazaars. During festival days, the Ghats glow with 1,000 lamps, and the air thickens with incense and song. Legends say that Lord Rama's brother, Laxman, once crossed the river here on a jute rope, giving the bridge its sacred significance. The old temples hum with history, their stone idols garlanded with flowers that seem to never wither. When night falls, the Ganga Aarti transforms the riverfront, priests lifting brass lamps high, chants rolling like thunder, firelight dancing on the water's surface. The sight is both human and divine, as if the city itself has exhaled in unison. Rishikesh is both ancient and alive, a paradox made real. Step into it, and you may feel as though the city is not simply a destination, but an answer you didn't know you were looking for.